Welcome to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. Now, for your early morning look at financial news and activity in audio and video form, here's the Morning Market Mimosa.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Investing Podcast. It is Monday, August 15th, 2016, off to a fantastic start. Don't even know what the date is, but we're glad to be here. It's Monday morning. Everybody's dragging. Hope you guys had a great weekend. You must have had some fun because our download numbers were atrocious over the weekend. We kind of like that. Hopefully you guys were doing something other than thinking about investing, other than thinking about us. But now we're back. We're back in your lives. We're going to be back in a big way. Lots of updates coming your way. We're going to talk about the markets all week. We're going to talk about the Olympics all week. We're going to have co-host Mr. Ben Nye, is normally here in the morning, but he is out today, out of town, so we're going to have that. We're going to have some long-form podcasts for you later in the week and get back to that, back in season for season 2. Let's jump in right now, though. Futures. Futures are up across the board, around 0.25% for the most part. Dow futures up 26 basis points, S&P futures up 21 basis points, NASDAQ futures up 20 basis points. Gold up just a little bit. Oil up more than 0.5%. Oil's put together a really nice rally since we saw it dip down into that $39 range for just a second. It's up about 54 basis points, so a little more than 0.5% right now, trading at about $44.75 per barrel. So nice little rebound for oil. We'll continue to keep our eyes on that. If you see oil continue to trend upwards, we're going to continue to see individual names that really are oil-based companies, as we say, and they're going to rise to the top. They're going to dominate the market. So if oil does stay up today, expect to hear about some of those in our winners section of the podcast later on today, either at lunchtime or at the end of the day. The Empire State Index. This is an index that's put out based on a survey by the New York Federal Reserve Bank. And what they do is they send out a survey to 175 or 200 CEOs and presidents of manufacturing firms in the state of New York. As you might guess, Empire State, referencing the state of New York. So they send this out and they basically ask people how they're viewing business conditions. How are things going? Are you moving product? Are you creating product? Are you selling things? Are you shipping things? And they use it loosely as a gauge of the economy in one of the more business-centric states of the United States, so New York. So that came out today. Not great readings. The index as a whole fell from being 0.6 all the way down to negative 4.2. Again, this is a little bit relative. It's not necessarily the most scientific approach to this. You're getting some opinion and some reporting that may differ from one individual company to another. But that index did slide quite a bit. Perhaps more alarmingly, the 6-month outlook slid quite a bit. So as they basically asked people in July, hey, what do you see for the next 6 months? Then they asked them again in August, what do you see for the next 6 months? And we fell quite a bit in terms of that. So that's a weakened outlook, at least in terms of what the Empire State Index is saying. Now, market hasn't really reacted that harshly yet. We did see some movement on the 10-year Treasury yield. So we've actually seen that bump up just a little bit to 1.527. If you remember last week, the last time we talked about it, it was just under 1.5. So bumped up just a little bit. Still not something necessarily to get entirely excited about, but something to keep an eye on there nonetheless. Medal count. We're going to do a full Olympic update at the middle of the day, myself and Sam Frost. We're going to talk about all the big headlines. We're going to talk about Michael Phelps continuing to dominate. We're going to talk about Ryan Lochte getting a gun put to his head. We're going to talk about Usain Bolt. We're going to talk about the sport that has to be made an Olympic sport by the next Olympics, or I'm not going to watch. We're going to talk about all those things. But for the meantime, just a quick medal count. We only count gold medals. The United States, 21 gold medals as of right now. Great Britain, 15. China, 15. Russia, 9. Germany, 8. So the U.S., really, really strong weekend. Glad to see that. We're going to have a really, really strong week. Try to do those Olympians proud. Y'all have a great day. We will talk to you at lunchtime.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.